Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about Atlas March Madness, their fountain pen tournament challenge. The results came in last Friday. If you did not know, the Pilot 823 won for a third time, firmly establishing themselves as the New England Patriots of the fountain pen world. I'm just gonna go through my thought process of how I chose, why I chose it, the best I can. I didn't do that well. Hopefully, I'll do better next year. I have dishonor my family and dishonor my cow. I think Hollywood did better than I did. I'm gonna call that as a rig election. I think too many dead people voted for the Pilot 823. That's what. That's my story. I am gonna riot in front of Atlas stationers. In all seriousness, let's get this. This is gonna be long. This is my third time recording this because the first time there was a noise, and so I'm using this mic as my primary recorder. I also changed the mic on my camera. The second time I did it, I just got interrupted. So let's begin. Round one. I did really well. For round one, I only have one mistake, one wrong guess. I went with Pilot Vanishing Point because it's just a legend in the industry. It has so many colors, so many people have it. It it's one of it is some people's first gold nib. G2. I went with the 580. Great price, great pen. Really think it's just a better pen than the M200, and it's like a quarter of the price. The Optima Parker, the Parker name isn't as popular as the Aurora name. We don't need to talk about this guy, but I mean, it wasn't a bad matchup. Looking back, the Eagle Army is pretty strong, but I guess the Pilot 823 was just that dominant. This was tough. I went with the Homo sapien. I think it's more of people's grail pen versus the Pelican M1000. If it was the M800, I would have gone with the M800. But Homo sapien, definitely, just because it's a grail, it's most people's grail pen, and it's a great pen. Lamy 2000 all the way. That's so lopsided. 3776. A lot of people like it. Some people's favorite Japanese pen. Excuse me. I don't know much about Namiki. I can't. I can't really afford it. I guess that's why I chose it because I don't think most people could afford Namiki, but they can buy the 3776. Excuse me. M800 versus the SD. This was also a tough one. Price wise, obviously the M800 is by far more expensive, but you are getting that brass piston. It feels really nice. It writes great. While the Esterbrook SD has a lot of colors also. It writes really well. I think that Pelican name, the M800 name, that positive history is why I chose it. And also, I have this colorway. If you ever see me post, if you ever see me post in Atlas Stationers, you know I talk about the Arrow a lot. It's just a great pen, and I think it's a better pen than what Waterman has. two great starter pens. I chose the Safari because people collect Safaris. I don't know people collect Metropolitans. The Preppy versus Mosaico. It was weird why like a $7 pen will go up against a $300 pen. But I get it. I get it. The Preppy, everyone has a Preppy. I have two. I have one right here. Everyone has a Preppy. But it was. But that Leonardo. The Mosaico may be my favorite pattern that Leonardo makes. I'm not really interested in collecting Conklin pens. While Narwhal, I have a feel. It's I think more people are willing to buy a Narwhal versus a Conklin pen. Kaweco Sport all the way. I don't think anyone I know has Inzumu. But if you do have one, can I borrow it? Please? Where am I at? Here. Again, I think people are more willing to spend on Narwhal than the Monte Grappa. More people have the Nautilus. It was a tough one. This one wasn't easy. The Bini is just the hot new thing. That's why I chose it versus Waterman. This is the only one I was wrong. I thought the Ritma army would show up, but they didn't. I guess the Monteverde name isn't enough to carry it, even though I think the Collier is more expensive. Yeah, the Ritma army didn't show up. I was wrong. I still don't know why people picked the Collier over the Ritma. Maybe because the shape of the Ritma is polarizing. Sailor. Omas. New Omas is not old Omas, but Sailor is Sailor. Although I got a chance to write with the Paragon, and it's a nice pen. I have this one, the Misto, the only one I have, and I got it from Atlas Experience Pen Sale. I think more people have the Misto than they do have a Heinz pen. It's the new thing. That's why I chose the Magna Carta. It's the new thing. It's also extremely unique in this competition. It's what the only flex nib. Viscante. The Delta is not as prestigious as the Viscante. That's why I picked the Viscante to win it. Sailor, 1911, L. That was easy. This one was hard for me. I think I went with the Auto Hot because I don't think a lot of people give the Monteverde brand a lot of props. Tasha, have you ever seen a Tasha in person? It's gorgeous, and when you put two relatively expensive pens together, at the same price, what it looks like matters, and I think Tasha looks better. Waldman, the Atlas Discord talks more about the Waldman. The Waldman comes up more frequent than the Delta. That's why I chose the Waldman. Laban. You hear more about the Laban again at the Discord channel than the Parker. Schaefer, because the Faber Castell, Hexel. I've never heard anyone bring it up. Lamy Studio, the Pinlux is just not. It's a brand that gets overlooked a lot. But the Lamy Studio, people bring it up. People use it. Mythos. This one was easy. I don't know anyone who has a Y Studio. Peniter. I think Peniter is slightly more popular of a brand than ST DuPont. Again, I went with Graf von Faber Castell. Again, I don't. I think it's because no one gives Ferris Wheel Press pens. I thought because they're so popular, so well known for the inks. Karen Dash, just because I don't know anyone who has a stapler. I know one person who bought a stapler, and that was at the last Atlas Experience pen sale. Someone actually bought it. David Oscarson. I mean, their pens are extremely gorgeous. I picked these. So I picked this because of name recognition. David Oscarson is going on. So, Karen Dash 849 versus David Oscarson. Again, name recognition. David Oscarson. Same with this. The Arco, the Peniter. Just better name recognition. The Mythos, because actually people really like the Mythos, and this is the Athena color, but the Poseidon is also really good. So the last two colors may be the two best colors they came out with so far in this Mythos line. Laban, I'm just going with name recognition at this point. Laban 325, very popular brand and style. I was wrong with this one. I went with the Wadman, because again, I heard this brand name more than I heard the Tasha. I don't know anything about the Diamond Lady. If I did more research, maybe I would have picked the Tasha. But yeah, it's one of the picks. I was glad I was wrong because I do really like Tasha. That was easy. Visconti. And at this point, this flex pin, this flex nib pin, I don't think it's novelty. It's better than the name of Visconti. Sailor. It's kind of a landslide. Binu. Just really popular. Much more popular brand than the Edison. I chose the Nautilus to win this one. I'm kind of glad that the Kaweco Sport Army came out and proved me wrong. But I chose the Nautilus just because it's just, I figure it's prettier. This brand and the style. But no, the Kaweco Sport Army came. The Mosaico. It's a Leonardo. To be honest, I knew Safari's gonna win this, but I chose the Ariel anyway. Safari Army, I mean, it's too popular, and the Ariel, although extremely popular for Diplomat, it's not really that popular in the fountain pen community. M800. I chose the M800 to be the winner. It's a tough choice. I think because the 3776 of the three Japanese brands, the platinum brand, is number third, and it's going up against a Pelican M800. Would it win? Would it still lose if it was an M600? I think it would still have lost. I chose the Pelican because it was a grill pen. I chose the Lamy 2000, which is a Visconti Homo sapien, which is a lot of people's grill pen. But I think the Lamy Army came out, and also I think Homo sapiens sometimes has quality control concerns. Yeah, it's 823. The vanishing point. Diamond 580 is a great pen, but so is the vanishing point. It's some people's first go nib. I chose the vanishing point because I thought people would be tired of the 823 winning. Vanishing point is a great pen. It's a lot of people's first go nib. But I was wrong. The M800, I think, because Homo sapiens tend to have quality control issues again. That's why it lost. But the Pelican doesn't. And Pelican has some of the better colorways and a lot of limited edition colorways. I thought Leonardo was gonna win this, but the Safari Army came and was so dominant. I also thought the Benu would win. I thought the new hotness, the Benu name of just being fun, would win out against Kaweco, but it didn't. The Kaweco sport team, their army, just came out in full force and support. I chose the Peniter Arco because people have this pen, while no one really has a David Oscarson. People has been voting for him because the pen looks nice, but they don't own it. But they do own a Peniter. The Mythos. The Mythos, again, the last two colors, the Athena, Poseidon, was just too good looking. And it's a pen that roughly costs the same. If it was more expensive, I can see the Mythos losing. But when it's this close in price, I have to go with the Mythos. The 1911 L, that was easy. I was wrong with this one. If it was a Pro Gear, I would have gone with the Pro Gear. But I didn't know the Pro Gear Slim was as popular, or maybe more popular. But it definitely surprised me. I picked the 1911. I doubted the Pro Gear Slim, and I was wrong. The Mythos. More people have the style Mythos, I think, than a Peniter Arco. This is tough. You got two really strong collectible armies versus each other. I think I picked Sport to win it, but at this point, none of them was my choice to move forward. I was voting just to vote. This is the heartbreak. The fact that the Pelican M800 lost to the 823. And this is when I got really competitive. I've never really run with the 823. I wrote with its brother, the 743, and the nib is fantastic. But in hand, I think the Pelican feels better in hand. The Pelican looks better. And yeah, the extra fine writes more like a fine, medium fine. I didn't. I figured that wasn't a big issue, because most people in the US prefer mediums. But yeah, I don't know why. I still don't know what makes the Pilot 823 better. It might be price. It is double the price. But this was gonna determine who's gonna win the competition. And we get what, the semifinals? We get the 823 versus Giveco Sport, and I was pushing for the Sport. I was like, hey, Sport Army, come support it. But the Sport Army, some of them are also the 823 Army. And so the 823 just beat it. Sailor Pro Gear Slim versus the Mythos. I had the Visconti Voyager. Was this a Voyager? The fact that I don't know exact style of the Visconti, yeah, Voyager, it might be a reason why it didn't win. Pro Gear Slim. The army, Pro Gear Slim army was just too strong. The Mythos army is growing, but it's a Pro Gear Slim. Which brings us to the finals. I really thought. Okay, I knew the 823 was gonna win this one. I really pushed for the Pro Gear Slim to win it. And I really thought people would be tired of the 823. So anyway, good job, Pilot 823. And thank you for anyone who actually sat down and watched all of this. Anyway, bye.